Hi everyone, it's DEJ and this is my March wrap up. So during the month of March, I was able to read and finish 7 books, and there were a couple more that I started when I was doing Borrow-a-thon that I just didn't finish yet, or I finished in April. I'm still going to include those on here, just so that way you kind of understand where I was coming from with that. So without further ado, these were the books that I did read and finish during the month of March. The very first book that I finished was actually an audiobook, and it is My Life So Far in Song by Sarah Bareilles. And it was such an interesting story. I love Sarah Bareilles. She is probably one of, if not my favorite female artist, my favorite singer-songwriter. I absolutely love Sarah Bareilles. And she is amazing. And it was really cool to listen to the audiobook because I think I got a lot more out of it than had I read it just as a novel, because each chapter was a song title and she sang. And she is an awesome singer, so I was really excited to listen to it. I got it from Audible. I had a credit, so I decided, why not? Why not get it? So the first book that I read was The Season by Jonah Lisa Dyer and Stephen Dyer. I think I gave this one a 3.5 out of 5. It was an interesting take on Pride and Prejudice. It was a modern adaptation of the novel, and it was interesting. It was an interesting concept with debutantes, and I really liked the cover of it, and that's kind of the reason why I got it. And then I read that it was like Pride and Prejudice, and I loved it even more. But then when I was actually reading it, it was just okay for me. It wasn't great, it wasn't bad, it was just okay. It was more new adult than young adult, so there were a couple things here and there that took me by surprise, but it was an interesting take on the retelling of it. And as you know, I love retellings, and to read a classic retelling is really interesting for me. So I did read this. I did like it, not as much as I thought I was going to. It was purple, which was awesome, but it was just okay for me. And then the next thing that I read was Miss Mayhem by Rachel Hawkins, the second book in the Rebel Belle trilogy, and I really enjoyed this, and I cannot wait to read Lady Renegades, which is the third book. I read the first one, Rebel Belle's, in February, and I really enjoyed this. This one, I think I gave it a 4 out of 5 star. I thought it was a really good sequel, because sometimes when it comes to series or trilogies, I tend to not like the second one as much as I like the first one, and it kind of I don't know how to explain it. Sometimes it just kind of like bores me, and I'm like, well, it's not living up to the first one as much as I love it. But this one, it met all of my expectations. It answered a lot of questions that the first one left off, and then it also is asking more questions that I'm hoping the third one will answer. And I really do like Harper and David together. I think that they are an awesome couple, and I really like Ryan and Bee. I think all the main characters are really well fleshed out, and it's interesting to see their dynamics. So I'm really excited for the third one, and yeah, so. And then I picked up P.S. I Like You by Casey West. I think this was probably one of my favorite reads that I had this month. I really enjoyed the story. with Lily as the main character. I just thought she was really interesting. She was a lot like me in high school, you know, kind of the outcast and like trying to find her way, and don't have as big of a family as her as far as immediate family goes. When we're talking extended family, now that's a different story. But I just really enjoyed this one with her and Cade, and I thought it was interesting and their dynamics together, and I was like out of breath reading it, and I really enjoyed it. I thought it was a really cool concept with the songwriting and everything, and yeah, so I really enjoyed this one. And I think I gave it a 4 out of 5. I want to say maybe a 4.5. I can't remember. Maybe I did. I don't know. I don't remember what I gave it. But I did really enjoy this one. I thought it was a really nice contemporary romance. Just something to kind of lighten the mood that I was in throughout all of February. And then this is kind of like lighten the drama of the other 2 books that I had read. And then I picked up A Court of Thorns and Roses by Sarah J. Maas, and I have not finished this one yet. I kind of had to put it on hold because I did start Borrow-a-thon, and for that I borrowed some books from the library, and I was able to complete 3 of those books. For completed Borrow-a-thon wrap-up, definitely check it out right there. So I read The Strange and Beautiful Sorrows of Ava Lavender by Leslie Walton. I read Hatter M, The Looking Glass Chronicles by Frank Better with Liz Cavalier and Ben Templesmith as the artist. And I also read Second Star by Alyssa B. Scheinmel. And all of these were interesting for me. I think they all got pretty much the same rating for me, which was either a 3 or 3.5. I think, now that I'm thinking about it, I think The Strange and Beautiful Sorrows of Ava Lavender got 4 out of 5. I cannot remember absolutely for sure. They were all just okay for me. And then I did start The Book Thief by Marcus Zusak, and I just haven't finished it yet. I am planning on finishing it. That is after I finish These Broken Stars by Amy Kaufman and Megan Spooner. I am currently reading this one right now, and it's really good. Like, I'm really happy I picked it up. I'm only about 65 pages in, and so much has already happened, so I'm really excited to finish this. And as soon as I finish that, I'm gonna read The Book Thief. And then I also read during Borrow-a-thon, I read the majority of it in March, but I just finished it maybe a couple days ago, and that is The Kiss of Deception by Mary E. Pearson, and I absolutely loved it. I think this is my favorite read that I had so far, and it's just a really good story. It is interesting, it's different, you don't know who is who, and it's just a fantastical world, and I absolutely loved it, and I cannot wait to read the next 2. I can't wait to see what happens with her and Raffi and Caden and Pauline and Gwyneth and her father, and just everyone is so well fleshed out, and you know, they have to be because it's a huge book. But I was really glad I picked this up, and I'm really glad that I finished it, and I cannot wait to read the rest of them. I just don't have them, and I don't know when I'm gonna get to them. Thank you so much for watching this March wrap-up, and yeah, so like, comment, subscribe. Let's talk about these books. Let's converse. Let's have discussions. And yeah, definitely share this video if you can. And yeah, so check out my April TBR. It should be up pretty soon, if not today. And yeah, so definitely check that out. And until next time, happy reading. Bye.